As you continue finishing your food, Emre Celik, who is the president of Rumi Forum, will come to address our gathering. Emre is a native of Australia, but has been living in and leading the Rumi Forum in Washington, D.C. for the last 4 years. The Rumi Forum is dedicated to intercultural and interfaith dialogue and matters related to social harmony issues, inclusiveness, pluralism, and similar themes related to community cohesion, peace building, and conflict resolution. The Forum organizes various events, including luncheons, conferences, trips to Turkey, an annual Rumi Awards ceremony, dinner discussions, amongst other activities that encompass the aforementioned themes. The Forum has, as its honorary president, Fethullah Gulen. So if you would, please join me in welcoming Emre Celik to the stage.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I want to thank you for attending this evening. For if you hadn't, of course, there'd only be a handful of people, and this gathering would be, of course, less meaningful. The Rumi Forum is dedicated to the cause of dialogue, of bringing people together. This is a very important tradition, a tradition that dates back centuries, if not millennia. The concept of sitting around the table within our culture and faith background comes to us from Abraham, which is a shared commodity amongst the Judeo-Christian tradition as well. It is said, according to one tradition, that Abraham would never sit for a meal unless he had across from him another person, be it even a stranger. According to a story that a rabbi friend of mine from Melbourne, Australia told me, Abraham would set his tent up at the crossroads just so that those travellers and wayfarers would come by and drop in and share a meal with him. So within this concept of sharing a meal, of breaking bread that is so common to our heritage, it's important that we're able to sit with a stranger, with those that we are unfamiliar with those that we may perceive to be different, to be able to learn about them, both as an individual and as part of the communities that they belong to. For at the essence of ignorance, at the essence of fear, is that concept of unknown, of not being able to engage or not having the opportunity to engage. So this is where we see ourselves as playing a role, being a stimulus, a catalyst for bringing people together. What that leads to, of course, then develops amongst those peoples that partake. So this dinner then in itself is really a catalyst, a first step for those that don't know who we are or what we stand for. We hope you're able to engage with your fellow human being, your neighbour, the stranger that you hadn't known until tonight. Again, I thank you. There's going to be, I believe, a short clip that'll outline some of our other activities and really what we've been trying to do, both in Washington, D.C. and our 10 or 11 chapters in Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, and North Carolina. I implore you to get to know your neighbour, to get to know that stranger that you may not know so well, to overcome the possible stereotypes that we may have of one another, and look towards our social and civic responsibility in terms of easing the problems of the communities that we belong to, and of course, the more, the better. So I encourage you in continuing the dialogue beyond this evening, and I thank you for your patience. Have a pleasant evening. Thank you.